Violence in the Middle East has escalated, with Palestinian militants firing a rocket into Israel overnight and Israel launching airstrikes on Gaza. The region's first aerial attacks in several months follow clashes between Palestinians and Israeli police at a holy site in Jerusalem. CBS News radio correspondent Robert Berger joins us now from Jerusalem with more on this. Robert, good morning. Thanks for being with us. So the Israeli military, as I understand it, has been carrying out operations across the West Bank. What more can you tell us about that?
The Israeli military has been conducting raids just about every night for the past month in the West Bank. So there was another raid last night in which about 5 Palestinians were arrested. They're trying to round up Palestinian militants and gunmen who either have planned or allegedly are planning attacks against Israelis. But the big news really is what happened in Gaza. That rocket fired from there. That was the first time in 3 months, over 3 months actually, that a rocket had been fired at Israel. It was intercepted by the Israeli anti-missile system. And then the Israelis struck what they said was a Hamas weapons depot. But this really poses the danger of a major escalation. It was just a year ago, during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which is happening right now, that Israel and the militants in Gaza fought an 11-day war. Palestinians fired thousands of rockets at Israel during that period, and the Israelis responded with hundreds of airstrikes. So now we're talking about one rocket and one Israeli airstrike, but certainly a big danger of escalation. Palestinians there seem to be sending a message that if violence continues at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, that things could escalate and they could respond.
So this violence is putting a strain on Israel's coalition government. Where do things stand, and how does this affect, future resolutions?
An Arab party basically has suspended its participation in the government, which means the government is in real danger of collapse. They don't have a majority now in the Israeli Knesset or parliament. And so they say that if the violence escalates at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, that they could quit the government altogether. And if that happens, that would force a 5th Israeli election in just the past few years. Now, I don't think this is going to happen for the next few weeks. For one thing, Israel's Knesset or parliament is in recess for Passover. But certainly it's a very precarious situation for the government. And if there's a situation where the Israelis feel they need to use more military force to curb violence, then this government would be in danger of collapse.
Is there anything, Robert, to suggest that a lessening of tensions might in fact be possible at this point? Or does nothing that you see on the horizon seem to suggest that'll be the case?
Well, things haven't gotten out of hand yet. I mean, if we go back to last year when there was a big riot at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which, by the way, there was another big riot last Friday, but things have not escalated in the same way. Last year, the Palestinians basically gave an ultimatum in Gaza. Then they started firing rockets at Jerusalem, which led to that 11-day conflict. So far, I think everyone is treading more carefully. I mean, they fired one rocket. I think it's a warning. Certainly, the Israelis and other moderate players in the region, such as Egypt, Jordan, are trying to calm the situation, talking to the militant groups in Gaza not to escalate the situation.
All right. It is a long and painful history, as you point out. Robert, thank you very much for your insight and reporting. We appreciate it.
Thank you.